Hello and welcome to PVTV Channel 985. I'm Caleb and here with me is Nick with our first story. After 3 years under ISIS, Mosul's children go back to school. A teacher greets students on the first day of elementary school in Mosul, where regular classes have started for the first time since ISIS took over the city 3 years ago. Hundreds of schools were damaged or destroyed in the fighting to take back Mosul. Others that have reopened lack books and basic supplies. None of us went to school when ISIS was here. We stayed at home, says Ali, who is in 6th grade. It feels good to be back. ISIS sent government teachers home and ran its own schools focused on religion and weapons training, even though basic math had a militaristic twist using the image of bullets to teach children to count. They say we want to free the children's minds.
As many as 10 people have died in wildfires that erupted in North California over the weekend, forcing residents in the Gap country north of San Francisco to flee as homes went up in flames. And at least 1,500 buildings have been destroyed and 20,000 people evacuated. 7 people died in Sonoma country, 1 in Puerto Rico country, and 2 in Napa country. A spokeswoman for St. Joseph Health told the network that more than 100 patients were treated in Napa and Sonoma area hospital because of the fire-related injuries and issues.
Trump wants the border wall he campaigned on to be built, a crackdown on illegal immigration, and switch to U.S. legal immigration system, from one that prioritizes family connections to one based on merit. Trump has promoted these policies before, both during the campaign and as president. But what's new is demanding that they be included in the legislative fix for the DACA program. Without these reforms, illegal immigration and chain migration, which severely and unfairly burden American workers and taxpayers, will continue without end, Trump said in a letter to Congress.
While airports are often scores of fraction with delays, gate changes, and other incorporations, this guy earns a gold medal for altering the mood with an unrelated shared show of songs and dance on Sunday. A gate against the Armstrong National Airport in New Louisiana jokingly invited passengers to sing a song into the intercom, while the playful quip from the Southern airline employee was meant to distract people from their impatience. One guy took it seriously in a video posted to Facebook by fellow passenger Mike Vidal. The man can be hard, finishing a performance of Wonderwall before launching into No Diggity by Blackstreet. Here it is, complete with dance moves worthy of hippest suburban dad, and man's performs so drown the crowd to join in on the spontaneous sing-along. After a hilarious 50 seconds of jamming, the man finally drops the mic to a loud sound, applause, and a huge hug from the impressed Southwest gate agent. Scientists have started researching why the leaves change from green to reddish. The reason why turn green is because of which turns carbon dioxide and sunlight into sugar. The oxygen, however, scientists theorize that the reason the leaves turn color is a few reasons. The first reason is when the leaves start to die from the sunlight and dissipate, and the other colors, pigments, start to take over. Others say that it could be a form of symbolizations that tell animals to start preparing for winter.
This Chihuahua knows how to work it for the paparazzi. A shelter pooch has finally found a home thanks to a series of photos that anyone who has taken a middle school yearbook picture can relate to. The 4-month-old Chihuahua mix was found wandering the streets and was brought to buy a Good Samaritan in June. When the pup, whom the shelter named Carpe Diem, was having difficulty getting adopted, the shelter set up a photo shoot with a volunteer photographer named Kelly Winsink to help the little guy out. Photos have a tremendous impact. Deb Campbell, rep for SFACC, told the Huffington Post, being able to showcase his shelter animals in beautiful and yes, sometimes funny photos inspires people to visit the shelter to adopt, even from the distant cities. But when it was time for the outgoing, sweet, and quirky CD to give the camera face, things got wonderfully wacky instead. Seeing his silly nature makes people smile, and the photos captured that. Campbell said of the dog that named Carpe Diem because he always seizes the opportunity to make people grin. Who doesn't like a smile in their day? Carpe Diem gave us that little gift every day during his stay with us. The shelter posted the pictures of Teeny Tiny Tyke to their Twitter page on July 11th and got over 2,000 likes and 1,000 retweets. The post also caught the attention of an adopter who had gotten a dog from SFACC before. On July 13th, Carpe Diem was taken home by this veteran adopter and got a new, equally endearing name. His name is Turbo, and he has a brother named Jenkins, Campbell said.
Not many people believe that cats can be trained, let alone play music instruments or jump through hoops. But that is exactly what the amazing acrocats do. The acrocats are a group of 17 traveling fairline performers who do shows across America. The trainers and caretakers, Samantha Marathon, says that she started the group in 2009 after she failed to pursue her dream of being an animal trainer for Hollywood movies and television. People started showing up in droves to see the cats, say Martha, and even thought they sucked. I mean, half other tricks would fail or the cats would get really distracted. People just thought it was amazing.
Britain announced its plan to ban antique ivory trade. Britain on Friday outlined plans for a near-total ban on trade in antique ivory, bowing to pressure from campaigners who say that poachers are exploiting loopholes in the current regulations. Announcing the plan, Environment Secretary Michael Gove said the decline in elephant populations fueled by poaching for their tusks shame our generation. Ivory should never be seen as a commodity for financial gain or a status symbol, so we want to ban its sale, Gove said in a statement. These plans will put the UK front and center of global efforts to end the insidious trade in ivory. Britain currently bans the sales of raw ivory, but allows trade in carved items produced before 1947. The campaigners warn that this legal market has been used as a cover for trade in illegal ivory.
Research show that gender stereotypes are implanted within our minds at a young age, usually around 10. This can change how people think about themselves, and the study warns it can increase the risk of depression, suicide, violence, and HIV. Researchers Kristen Moran started the health program, teach students to make a difference in their lives and behaviors. The study said that stereotypes expose girls to danger, leaving them to greater risk of dropping out of school and suffering from multiples of violence, and are thought their bodies are their key asset. Boys, however, are different. Stereotypes strength. They're encouraged to spend time outside, unsupervised, to explore the world around the world. It seems the boys should be the ones to make the first step in a relationship. However, everywhere but Scotland researchers, however, it sees that there is an increase of expectation of girls who dress like boys, mostly in Belgium, China, India, and the U.S. However, it's been found that boys have a harder time fighting back against gender norms.
While Hurricanes Maria and Irma have left Puerto Rico almost entirely without cell coverage, help may be on the way in a form of 30 balloons. Alphabet, the parent company of Google, had just been granted permission by the Federal Broadcasting Share to launch balloons from their loan project over the Caribbean island. With 90% of Puerto Rico without cell coverage, the Loon Project balloons would act as a cover for the cell towers that were knocked over by the storm. Each balloon would cover about 12 miles off the ground, provide voice and data coverage for roughly 2,000 square miles, 5,000 square kilometers. The coverage would be provided through local carriers. The Loon Project has already been hailed successfully for bringing cell coverage to Peru during the country's flooding last spring. Well, that's all the time we have today. I'm Caleb.
I'm Nick, and thanks for watching PVTV. See you next time.